mysteries that shaped our world. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into one of humanity's most haunting questions. What if our ancestors were far more advanced than we ever dared to imagine? Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about the ancient world, because what we're about to explore will shake the very foundations of how we see human history. Imagine walking through the scorching desert of Egypt, your feet burning on sand that has witnessed the rise and fall of pharaohs. You approach the Great Pyramid of Giza, and as you run your fingers along its perfectly fitted stones, some weighing 15 tons each, a chill runs down your spine. How did people with copper tools and wooden levers create something so precise that modern engineers still struggle to understand it? The pyramid's base is level to within just 2.1 centimeters. Its orientation to true north is accurate to 3/60ths of a degree. These aren't just impressive statistics, they're impossible achievements for a civilization that supposedly didn't even have the wheel. But here is what will truly blow your mind. In 2017, scientists using cosmic ray imaging discovered a massive void inside the Greek pyramid, a hidden chamber the size of a passenger jet that has remained sealed for 4,500 years. We still don't know what's inside. After all our technology, after all our advancement, the ancient Egyptians are still keeping secrets from us. The emotional weight of this hits me every time. We're not just looking at stones and mortar, we're staring at evidence that our ancestors possessed knowledge we've somehow lost to time. Let me take you even further back, to a place that shouldn't exist. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, a site so ancient it was already old when Stonehenge was just an idea. Built 11,600 years ago by people we're told were simple hunter-gatherers, this massive temple complex features precisely carved pillars weighing up to 50 tons, arranged in perfect circles with astronomical alignments. What breaks my heart about Göbekli Tepe is this. Whoever built it deliberately buried the entire site around 8,000 BC. They didn't abandon it. They didn't let it decay. They carefully, systematically covered every pillar, every carving, every sacred space with tons of earth, as if they were protecting it from something terrible that was coming. What did they know that we don't? What catastrophe were they trying to preserve this knowledge from? The archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, who dedicated his life to uncovering Göbekli Tepe, said something that still gives me chills. We're dealing with a site that was created by people who had a completely different relationship with their environment and with time itself. Now let me transport you to the dense jungles of Bolivia, where the ruins of Puma Punku stand like a riddle written in stone. Here, ancient builders created interlocking blocks so perfectly fitted that you can't slide a razor blade between them. But these aren't rough-hewn stones. They're cut with mathematical precision that would challenge modern machinery. The H-blocks of Puma Punku contain notches and angles cut to within fractions of degrees. Some weigh over 130 tons. The nearest quarry is 60 miles away across a lake and mountain ranges. How did they move these massive stones? How did they cut granite and diorite, some of the hardest stones on Earth, with such incredible precision using tools that supposedly didn't exist? Giorgio di Santillana, a professor at MIT, spent decades studying these sites and concluded something that still sends shivers down my spine. These weren't built by people like us. They were built by people who thought differently, who understood the world in ways we've completely forgotten. But the most emotionally devastating discovery lies beneath the waves off the coast of India, the submerged city of Dwarka,
mentioned in ancient Sanskrit texts as Krishna's golden city, was found exactly where the text said it would be, beneath 131 feet of ocean water. Marine archaeologists discovered massive stone structures, perfectly planned streets, and evidence of a sophisticated drainage system. Carbon dating shows the city was abandoned around 1500 BC, right when sea levels rose dramatically. The ancient texts weren't mythology. They were historical records of a real place, a real civilization that we had dismissed as fantasy. What moves me to my core is this realization: how many other myths are actually memories? How many stories we've labeled as folklore are actually the last whispers of lost civilizations trying desperately to pass their knowledge to us across the centuries? The Antikythera mechanism, that bronze computer from ancient Greece that could predict eclipses and track planetary movements with stunning accuracy, it's more complex than anything we created until the 14th century. We found it by accident in a shipwreck. How many others lie scattered across the ocean floor, taking their secrets with them into the abyss? In the Amazon rainforest, LiDAR technology is revealing massive geometric earthworks called geoglyphs, perfectly planned landscapes covering thousands of square kilometers. These weren't made by primitive tribes living in harmony with nature. These were engineered by a sophisticated civilization that managed forest ecosystems on an industrial scale, yet somehow did it without destroying the environment. The most haunting question isn't how they built these monuments. It's why we forgot. Somewhere in our past, humanity possessed knowledge that we've lost. We knew things about engineering, astronomy, and environmental management that we're only now beginning to rediscover. Perhaps the most beautiful truth hidden in these ancient mysteries is that human potential has always been extraordinary. Our ancestors weren't waiting for us to come along and show them how to be intelligent. They were solving problems we haven't even figured out how to approach. The Aboriginal Australians encoded 40,000 years of history in their Dreamtime stories, including memories of when Tasmania was connected to the mainland, information that's geologically accurate but dates back to when sea levels were 400 feet lower. Their oral traditions are more precise than our written records. As I stand here, thinking about these incredible civilizations and their lost wisdom, I'm filled with both wonder and sadness. Wonder at the incredible achievements of our ancestors, and sadness that somewhere along the way we convinced ourselves that progress only moves forward, that older means more primitive. But maybe that's changing. Maybe these discoveries are calling us back to remember something essential about who we really are. Maybe they're reminding us that we come from a lineage of builders, dreamers, and visionaries who could move mountains and predict the future written in the stars. The next time someone tells you that ancient people were simple or primitive, remember the cosmic computer lying at the bottom of the Mediterranean. Remember the perfectly fitted stones of Puma Punku. Remember the chamber hidden inside the Great Pyramid that still guards its secrets after 4,500 years. Our ancestors weren't just surviving. They were reaching for the stars, encoding wisdom in stone and story, creating wonders that still humble us today. And maybe, just maybe, they're still trying to teach us. If only we're brave enough to listen. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time on myths, science, and legends. Remember, the past isn't behind us. It's all around us, waiting to share its secrets with those who dare to look beyond what they've been told is possible.